Hey guys, so welcome back to another Ultra League video. So today we're gonna be having the Obstagoon, the Giratina Altered and the Golisopod with the safe swap. Obstagoon has a very spicy moveset here, Night Slash and Hyper Beam. Obviously you're gonna be expecting some booms. So hopping into the first one, Obstagoon onto the Virizion, very bad matchup. So we're gonna be safe swapping our Golisopod into the Virizion and we're gonna be throwing the X-Scissor straight away as it does neutral damage because of the grass typing there on the Virizion. But Aerial Ace would have been much more better. I think it would have been make the Golisopod even more flexible with the Aerial Ace charge move. But my opponent here, I guess he disconnects for a while. I wait for him for a couple of seconds, but he does not come back. So I thought of just farming down the Virizion and throw the charge moves of X-Scissor or Liquidation, likely whatever was in the back. So unlikely he comes back again, but he knows it's not gonna come in his favor, so that's the reason he decides to surrender there. So that was not an ideal start of the video, but still it's okay. We all have faced that, the Go Battle League trouble. So Obstagoon into the Trevenant, very positive matchup, and they safe swapped into Regirock. Now Regirock has a unique moveset of Focus Blast, Stone Edge. I thought I caught the Focus Blast on the Golisopod, but no, unfortunately we caught the Stone Edge. And this is very bad for my Golisopod right now, because we are in such a tough situation where I can't handle the switch advantage. I don't want to give the switch advantage to the Regirock here. So here what I do is I throw the Liquidation and I hope for a defense debuff here from the Regirock, but no, they just let it go and there is no debuff. And now I have a decision to make, whether I need to shield or to take the switch advantage. I decide to take the switch advantage instead, and we farm down the Regirock, and I guess what's in the back? Trevenant was there paired with the Regirock, and the Trevenant comes back in once again. So we will be hitting with the X-Scissor before going down against the Golisopod, and again we can come in with the Obstagoon and hard lock this Trevenant down. So I think Night Slash does super effective damage against the Trevenant in the situation. Yes, chunks down 50% of the health, but my opponent makes a great swap and catches it on the Hitmontop, which is in the back. So I was very happy that I able to take the switch advantage, because I didn't wanted my Obstagoon to face off against an Hitmontop. That would have been ridiculously bad, right? So I come in with my Giratina Altered, and now I will just Shadow Claw and Dragon Claw this Hitmontop down to the earth. But this Hitmontop has the new charge move, which is the Triple Axle, which it is just a clone of Icy Wind. Icy Wind does debuff your attack by one stage, but Triple Axle increases your attack by one stage, so that's the difference. So Triple Axle now gonna hit even more harder on the Giratina Altered, and they make once again a beautiful swap into the Trevenant, and they catch the Dragon Claw, and I'll come back with my Obstagoon once again. So Obstagoon resists everything, the Shadow Claw, the Shadow Ball, but Seed Bomb does neutral, but it is not much threatening because it does around 20% or 15% likely to the Obstagoon, and I'm in a situation where I'm very comfortable here. But at the same time, I need to watch out for that Hitmontop, because if it has a Triple Axle, my Giratina Altered is not in a situation where it can survive a Triple Axle from my Hitmontop here. And that's the reason why I wanted to bank another Night Slash, so that I can throw on the Hitmontop as it was very low, and now I can just counter it down. Okay, we both countered down ourselves. My Giratina Altered was still alive, so I take the victory there. So very close battle there. Very good clutch play by my opponent. GG's to him. So we have a mere lead in the next match. So Obstagoon against the Obstagoon, but I don't have a cross chop here to threaten the shield from my opponent. So I need to shield this cross chop if it is a cross chop, yes. So I'll start countering down, and I will likely catch the next cross chop on my Golisopod, which I was able to, and which was very nice as well. So it's resisted. And now, but at the same time, they swap into Cresselia. I was like, Cresselia against the Golisopod, it's doing super effective damage with the charge move. It's doing super effective damage with the fast move and the charge move. So I don't think Cresselia will like this. So today I saw trainers yes, we all make mistakes, right? So I think my trainer, instead of going to another Pokemon, he safe swapped it into a Cresselia. So pretty blind swap by my opponent, but I will take the greater advantage of it, right? So Golisopod will go ahead and farm down the Cresselia. So we are 2 shields down, unfortunately, and there's a Melmetal in the back, which is ideal. So I guess he wanted to swap the Melmetal and instead they like swapped into the Curselia, or don't know what's fishy in the back. But we got a defense drop there on the Melmetal. The Obstagoon comes back in once again. But Giratina Altered is a tank in the Ultra League, so it can just tank anything which comes in its way. So I think Obstagoon with that much HP and energy, I think it's not much threatening to my Giratina Altered here. Because as we'll be throwing another Dragon Claw, and if they decide to shield, no, they don't decide to shield, and I will likely to take the Obstagoon down, and again comes the Melmetal in, and now it's like I need to manage my energy and timing perfectly, because Melmetal, in order to take the Obstagoon down, it needs to land a superpower, and superpower does lower your attack as well as your defense by 1 stage. So it's like a very disadvantageous situation for the Melmetal, where it loses its like the potential to hit hard, right? So now I'll be forcing their hand on the superpower, where their defense and the offense both gets relatively low, and that's where I have the winning opportunity, right? So I can come in with Giratina Altered, throw the Dragon Claw. Because of the superpower, this Dragon Claw now will do even more resisted damage, and the Melmetal is not even in a situation where, like, even though if it throws a Rock Slide, I still have the Gully support which can just Shadow Claw it down, and that's a good game. So really, Melmetal against my whole team was like a very big task for the Melmetal to handle, but it handled well, but things really go in the opponent's way. So hopping into the next one, we have Swampert on the lead. So it's quite, I would say, a neutral situation. Like we both do neutral damage to each other. But here in the situation, my opponent doesn't know that I am running a Hyper Beam. So let us see. We build up to the Hyper Beam. We are going for the Hyper Beam. Does my opponent respect it? No, he doesn't. Boom! Down goes the Swampert. In the back there's a Registeel. It comes in, and now I'm gonna be going for the Night Slasher straight away, so chipping down the health of the Registeel as much as possible. So that's the reason why I was telling in the Ultra League, like, people don't respect or forget that Obstagoon has access to the Hyper Beam, because either they'll expect a Obstruct or a Night Slash Obstagoon, or a Night Slash or a Cross Chop Obstagoon. So Hyper Beam, that was like a wild card, right? So the Swampert didn't expect it, and it got boomed. One shot. Okay, we come in with a Giratina Altered against the Registeel, where a Zap Cannon or the Focus Blast both are resisted. They're not doing much damage or threatening my Giratina Altered. At the same time, Registeel as well. It can tank the Dragon Claws and the Ancient Power coming from the Giratina Altered. But Giratina Altered fast moves are doing much damage. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to commit to the Farm Down against the Registeel, and just in case, like, I want to like have the energy on the Giratina Altered so that I can force the hand on the shield. Okay, in the back there's Regice, which is very spicy. Regice has access to, in fact, if I know it has access to Earthquake, it also has access to Thunder, likely. So Thunder is a charge move which I will likely like throw in my context where Golisopod comes, right? So Golisopod is weak to electric type moves, so that's the reason why I will likely give up some shields on the Golisopod here, because it needs a lot of time. Okay, there's one Earthquake, so we don't know what charge move is there. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build up to double liquidation, or throw the first liquidation as it is, which has an ability to debuff your opponent by 1 stage. So now I'm sitting in a very, very comfortable situation where I can easily tank the charge move with 2 shields, and they had a Blizzard, so that's not threatening according to me, because Earthquake and Blizzard both are resisted on the Golisopod, and we hit with the liquidation and we seal the match here against a Swampert double Reggie backline, right? So next battle, Obstagoon versus the Greninja. Very positive lead. We are doing a good healthy damage with the counter here, but at the same time, Greninja, the ability of Greninja to get to the fast moves, in fact, to get to the Hydro Cannons in time with the fast moves is so lethal. I mean, Greninja is the biggest update of this year so far, let me tell you that. Very interesting Pokemon, but unfortunately I couldn't get a Greninja where I powered it to the Ultra League. So, and unfortunately, I have a Greninja, but it's asking me a lot of Stardust, so I'm just saving on my Stardust a little bit. So if it's there, I'm gonna obviously showcasing with the Greninja as well. And in comes the Luxray. Luxray has Psychic Fangs. Okay, we let that go through. And now X-Scissor. X-Scissor got a buff this season from doing 45 damage to 65 damage. So now it's doing much more. I mean, it's a very interesting move. So Golisopod absolutely becoming a beast and becoming one of the best save swap which is in the game right now. So very lethal here. So I'm gonna just let it go. And it's a wild charge this time, okay, which instantly takes down my Golisopod. Now I'll come in with my Obstagoon and start countering down. So I decide to shield here. No, I don't decide to shield here. It's a Psychic Fangs anyway. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in with my Giratina Altered, and in the back there's a Clefable. I was like, Clefable against my Giratina Altered and Obstagoon. It's a big task to be handled. It is a really big task. So what I'm gonna do is they're gonna cast the charge move on the Greninja anyway. So Greninja at this stage, I don't know whether it was on a Night Slash or not, but I don't want it to take the risk anyway. So even though if it had swapped in legally, I would have thrown the Ancient Power or the Dragon Claw to take it away, because I don't want to play around a Pokemon which gets to the charge move instantly fast. So I'm gonna be throwing this Ancient Powers here, so making the Clefable relatively low. And I don't think my opponent knows that I'm running a spicy move, which is Hyper Beam, and which is likely to take this Clefable by surprise. Hyper Beam launching in 3, 2, 1. There's the boom. We take the match against the Clefable. Okay, that was an unexpected tragedy for my opponent there. He was expecting a Night Slash or a Cross Up and he thought he'll get away with it, but no, we boomed him with the Hyper Beam. Anyway, so Obstagoon versus the Registeel once again, very positive matchup if it was a cross shop Obstagoon, but we have still Night Slash. So if Night Slash gets me a boost anywhere, so it will be really nice in the situation. So Focus Blast from the Registeel, which I'll respect and shield it. First Night Slash. So Night Slash has the ability to boost your attack by 1 stage, which I'm expecting, and we get the boost instantly, which is always nice to see. And now Obstagoon is, this is something which you need to fear. An Obstagoon with a boost is something which you can't sleep on, because it can destroy you at the same time. So Obstagoon takes down the Registeel. In the back there's a Venusaur. I think my call was, I think I should have gone for the Hyper Beam there, but I pulled my trigger a little early and went for the Night Slash. So hoping to get a shield from my opponent now. And we do get the shield from the opponent. And now they are likely to throw the Frenzy Plant, which is a Community Day move, and it just hits like a truck. Pardon me. And now I'm gonna be loading back up on energy, and we catch the charge move on the Giratina Altered. Fabulous. And Frenzy Plant once again, which is not effective. Sludge Bomb, Vine Whip, Frenzy Plant, just not enough to just take down the Giratina Altered low. So we're gonna be resisting everything here from the Venusaur, and I will commit to the farm down, and we do get the farm down. So they are ahead on a shield, and in the back there is a Swampert. So Swampert is okay. My team can relatively handle a Swampert really well in this situation, and Giratina Altered with so much loaded energy, it is just too much to ask for a Swampert in the situation. And this Swampert now has nowhere to go, because it's been chunked so low from the Giratina Altered, where now I can just come in with my Obstagoon and counter it down. They went for a Surf, but the Surf does not do any type of super effective damage or even a resisted damage where it can take down the Giratina Altered. Giratina Altered just ate 2 Frenzy Plant and 1 Surf for dinner here against this opponent's team. Again, it comes down, it Shadow Claws the Swampert down. With that, we take another match. So it was a really interesting team, and I had a very positive results with this set. So far, I think we won around 8 games, and 2 were the losses, but it was a very hard situation. We had a Cobalion and a Virizion backline, which absolutely like hard locked my Obstagoon in those situations. So we have here Poliwrath was in the lead, and Alolan Muck. We swapped into the Golisopod, and we draw out an Alolan Muck in this situation. So Golisopod once again in this situation, very lethal. because of the X-Scissor damage from the, which is a raw damage, which absolutely, it's neutral in this situation because of the dark typing on the Alolan Muck here. And unfortunately, we get to another X-Scissor, and can we get the switch? No, they decide to shield. Because, okay, now we're gonna come in with the Obstagoon. Remember, this is a Poison Jab Alolan Muck, so it's gonna have a moveset of Acid Spray and the Dark Pulse. So which is not threatening the Obstagoon here, so we get a healthy farm down. Poliwrath will be coming back in, but there's a Shadow Snorlax in the back. This is not good. I mean, this is not ideal as well at the same time, because my Shadow Claw is not doing any much damage to the Snorlax here because of the normal typing. It is just resisted, but it is doing super effective damage with a fast move of Lick here. So if it was a Dragon Breath variant of Giratina Altered, I would say it would have been a lot different matchup, because the Dragon Breath just keeps on adding up into the Snorlax, and it has no way to like hide, and even the Dragon Breath doing a good neutral damage against the Poliwrath as well. So here they are not shielding anything, but the Swampert, sorry, not Swampert, pardon me, Snorlax decides to throw another Body Slam. I go into the Obstagoon, but they swap into the Poliwrath once again. I'm deciding to go for a Hyper Beam. Can we get the Hyper Beam landed on this Poliwrath? Come on, please. Okay, Hyper Beam once again, launching in 3, 2, 1. Boom! Nearly one-shots the Poliwrath here. But still they hang on. They somehow hang on there. And now I'm in a very, very tough spot here. I needed to shield this, and I throw the Dragon Claw instantly as well. I should have farmed down this Poliwrath and should have had back-to-back Dragon Claws against the Snorlax, but Snorlax comes down and farms me down. So it was a really good game in the end. I think this team is very strong, so do give it a try, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you all for watching. Do share, like, and subscribe in the end if you want to.